How to improve the health of your heart. What do you need to do to make sure your heart stays healthy, and what do you need to do to protect it so that it doesn't get damaged by various factors that you encounter in life, which I will go over in this video. I'm Alan Wallace. I'm a nutrition expert, and I help people restore their health with nutrition and with the use of supplements. So the heart basically is a muscle, and it's an important muscle. It's a very important part of the body, because if the blood does not get pumped by the heart, then you're going to have very bad effects in the body. Or if it needs to pump harder, because blood pressure needs to go up to continue the flow of blood in the system. So these are the things that you need to do for your heart to protect it from when it encounters those issues. So in the heart, the muscle has got a cell. So the heart makes up a multiple number of cells. So I'm going to take only one cell. So in each cell, you have the boundary of the cell, which is made of oils, your omega-3s. If you heard of oils and omega-3s, that's where your cell is made up of. And inside the cells, you've got these little red things. They call it the mitochondria. The mitochondria is basically an energy factory. That's where energy gets produced. So the body needs to receive energy, which you get from your foods. So the two sources of energy that the cells need, that need to arrive at the mitochondria, is fat and glucose. So when your heart is using fat and glucose, it can convert it into energy, so the heart will continue pumping, will continue working. Now, with the heart muscles, heart actually has a high preference to fat. 60% to 80% of fat will be used by the heart, and only 20 to 40% is used by glucose. So there's the importance of fat for the mitochondria to convert it into energy, because that's what you need. That energy is what makes the muscles move in the heart, and then it gets regulated. If that energy drops, the heart muscles don't work, and you got it's incoherent. It doesn't work properly. So this is a very important part. So now you need to have fat, 60 to 80%, arrive at the cell. So when the fat arrives here, which is called a docking site, it's called a receptor cell, it receives it. It must it must open the door and to allow the fat to go in here. So what you've got in your blood, you've got transporters. You have to transport the fat to the receptor site, and the receptor site must be able to receive it and open it. And inside the cells, you've also got transporters, which brings the fat into the mitochondria, and within there are some biochemical processes that happen that convert it. So as it goes through, then it converts it, and out comes energy. And this energy, they call it ATP. It's the energy currency of the cells, which your muscles need. All your muscles need ATP. Your brain needs ATP. Digestion needs ATP. Every energy production that the body needs is from ATP. So the fat turns into ATP. The glucose turns into ATP. So this is the important part. So now you have to have nutrients which are present for the transportation of the fat. You have to also release the fat which is, if you've got fat in your belly or your fat in your arms, how do you release the fat? There's a way of the body releasing the fat. When the fat now it gets transported, there's some proteins that need to transport the fat through the blood to arrive here. And then you need vitamins and minerals, like you need all the B vitamins. The B vitamins are absolutely important for the carrying of the fat or the glucose into the mitochondria. And within the mitochondria, there are B vitamins also involved here, which converts it to energy. That's why your B vitamins are very important. That's why sometimes you find your energy levels have dropped, because your B vitamins have dropped, because there's no conversion of fat or glucose into energy. Inside the cells, you have potassium. Potassium is a very important mineral that actually helps with the transportation of the nutrients. And then at the outside, you've got sodium, which is salt. So these two together work to enable, they call it a pump, which pumps in the thing. So if you're missing what is called electrolytes, sodium, potassium, you need magnesium, which is another electrolyte. Magnesium helps with, inside there, it helps with the enzymes. The enzymes breaks down the fat and breaks down into particles, which is called NAD, which then NAD turns into ATP. We're not going to go into details, but it's just the importance of having the presence of this. So you need magnesium. Now, for example, what gets rid of magnesium is alcohol. So if you drink a lot of alcohol, the alcohol depletes magnesium and depletes B1. So when you have B1, you have tremors. So that's why the toxins that one is taking has to be understood why these things happen. So a continuous use of junk foods, I'll give a list of junk foods, actually helps. What it does, it actually depletes magnesium, depletes your B1, it depletes different things. Or if you're not eating the right foods and you don't have your right B vitamins, or you're not having enough electrolytes, you have too much salt and no potassium, because most of your potassium comes from your vegetables, your green vegetables and fruits. So if you're not eating vegetables and fruits, then your potassium levels are low, so the sodium goes too high, potassium levels drop, and it creates major problems with the energy production of the heart, of the cells, or any cells in your body, even muscles as well. So you need transporters for the fat. So the fat needs to be transported. There's vitamin D, vitamin omega-3, vitamin K2, and vitamin E. These are the transporters that help, and obviously your proteins. You need to eat your proteins, which provides amino acids, which builds the transporter, which actually attracts the fat to the protein and brings it to the cells. Now you need to burn fat. So what is needed by the body? What is needed by the mitochondria to burn that fat that has arrived here? There's a product called acetyl L-carnitine. It's a nutrient. So you need the acetyl L-carnitine, which will convert fat to energy. If you don't have acetyl L-carnitine here, the fat does not turn to energy. So that's how you get fat burning. You need to have acetyl L-carnitine around there. You need your B vitamins, as I said, and you need your magnesium for the enzymes. The enzymes is what helps do the conversions. Now, if you're going to use glucose, which is 20%, to convert it to energy, you have to have alpha lipoic acid, ALA. So that's another nutrient that glucose will be used to convert to energy. So as long as you've got those two, energy starts to be produced. So when energy is produced, you've got some byproducts, or you've got exhaust. So the exhaust can be detrimental to inside the cells. They can damage the mitochondria, and you've also got a nucleus here. If these things go and attract and damage the nucleus, you can get the onset of cancer. So you've got to prevent these things from happening. So what is the protection mechanism or antioxidants which protects your mitochondria? Because you need to protect them. They need to keep making energy. You can't have things damaging them. So what will protect them from damage is CoQ10. This is another nutrient, glutathione. Glutathione also helps remove junk that is sitting outside the cells. If there's junk sitting by the receptor sites, glucose does not enter, fat does not enter. When glucose does not enter the cells, which has difficulty, it's called insulin resistance. In other words, it's been blocked. So you need glutathione levels, which is made by the liver, to actually come and remove all the dirt and the muck that's sitting there, so that you have new receptor sites come and the glucose can go inside. Then you've got vitamin C and vitamin E, which are all antioxidants. Together with these, they work and they recycle each other. So glutathione has given away what is called an electron, and vitamin C and vitamin E come and give it back to glutathione, so glutathione can continue doing its job. So you don't have to keep taking glutathione. When you put vitamin C and vitamin E there, they help to recycle it, so that the dirt is removed here. Any glutathione here protects any toxins that are sitting inside the cell. So this is the protection of the cell, which protects the heart as well. So now, the body continuously builds new mitochondria. So what do you do to build new mitochondria? You have to reduce calorie intake. If you overheat, you eat too much food but you don't use it, you don't expend it, then you're going to have a problem where the mitochondria now gets old and it can't be removed, and a lot of toxins get things. So one thing to do is reduce calorie. Don't overeat, and have more fat and less carbohydrates. Drop the fats. You can actually go into intermittent fasting and go into a ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet helps the body produce fat and ketones and uses less glucose, because that's the preferred thing. When you have more fat being used, less glucose, more mitochondria gets produced and less gets damaged. But you have to be consistent. You can't just do it once off. It has to be consistent. Remember, if you're in your 50s or 60s, it's taken years and years and years to get damaged. And also, as you get older, as you age, the mitochondria also levels drop. So in other words, they get lower and lower. So which means as you get older, your energy levels drop. So if you find yourself with low energy and heart problems at an older age, it's because of the mitochondria has actually dropped in numbers. But you can always increase them in the numbers. So how do you remove old mitochondria? And how do you build new mitochondria and to prevent overeating? it will be, you use it up with exercise. So that's one of the ways of using exercise to actually utilize if there's excess of fat or glucose, and the exercise helps to utilize it, and you stay busy as well, or you don't have to eat so much because the body does not need to have all of that. And then there's another thing you can do which can actually activate it, and you can give an outside source of energy, which is called infrared, near infrared. Where do you get near infrared? You can get the morning sun, you get infrared, there's infrared beds, and there's also what is called life wave patches. Life wave patches, one of them is called energy enhancer, which actually traps your body's infrared and sends it back into it, and that infrared comes and gives it more energy to the mitochondria and helps to build it and gives it and actually activate your energy level. So this is one way also of doing it, but as long as you have to have your fat, you have to have your glucose, you have to be transported, it has to be protected, and you have to have your vitamins, you have to have carnitine, your alpha lipoic, your B vitamins, all these for this to happen, and your electrolytes are also balanced. So also you have to balance your hormones, hormone balancing. If the insulin levels are out of control, your thyroid's out of control, sex hormones out of control, this also affects the carrying of the fat and this biochemical process that happens. And lastly, but not least, is your diet. I give information on that, on the acid alkaline diet, 20% acid, 80% alkaline foods, and junk foods, become free of junk foods, and balanced meals. I go over this. I offer a free health consultation. It's just a 30-minute free health consultation. You can go and click on the link, book your session, and what I do in the session, I go over your problem. You tell me, because everybody is different, each person has got his own issues, and then from your information, you tell me where you want to get to. I provide you with a map which you can look at, which is real to you, and with there'll be like a direction which you can embark on a journey at your own pace, and I will be your guide. I provide education as well, because most of this involves education. So when you are more educated on the subject, it becomes easier for you to take control of your health and bring your health back to normality, bring your body back to ideal, and live longer and have vitality, boundless energy, and be healthy. So thank you for listening. I look forward to hearing from you and engaging with you and bringing you back to ideal. And that will be an interesting journey to walk with together. Thank you.